Hello and welcome. We are back live from Tokyo Olympics, and it was a day, perhaps a good day in the office as far as Indians were concerned, and the people to do so were the women. Well, PV Sindhu started the day and she made it to the pre-quarters, and tomorrow she will be back in action. And later in the day, it was Pooja Rani who made it to the quarterfinals, and she's just one win away from assuring herself of at least a medal. Then Deepika Kumari finished the day with two brilliant performances. Of course, she was a little tentative to start with, but ensured that she makes it to the round of 16. Here's how the entire day panned out as far as these three people were concerned.
Nari Shakti on display at Tokyo Olympics. On day 5, Indian women put on a super show in individual events. The morning began with India's ace shuttler PV Sindhu qualifying for the round of 16 with another easy victory. Sindhu won a second successive match to top her group. She defeated Hong Kong's Chung Yan-Yi in straight sets, 21-9, 21-16. The number 6 seed won her match in just 35 minutes. And the 2016 Olympic silver medalist will now face Denmark's world number 12, Mia Blichfeldt. Sindhu has a 4-1 head-to-head record against Blichfeldt, and she'll be hoping she can overcome the Danish challenge next.
Looks gloomy for her, but not for Rani Pooja.
In boxing, Pooja Rani was on song in the ring. She landed punches one after the other on the Algerian Ichrakchen. In fact, twice in the bout, Rani's punches almost toppled her opponent. And at the end, Rani emerged victorious by a comfortable 5-0 margin. In archery, world number 1 Deepika Kumari is through to the round of 16 in the women's individual event. Deepika, who won 6-0 against Bhutan's Karma in the 1/32 elimination, had a difficult match in the second round. Deepika was in fact trailing USA's Jennifer Muccino Fernandez 2-0 before winning the next two sets. Every Indian skipped a beat when Fernandez came back to level the match. However, as it turned out, Deepika kept her nerves in the closing moments to edge her opponent by a point in the 5th and final set. After the fight they showed today, let's hope these Indian women can go the distance and bring home the glory.
All right, so I'm also joined by my senior colleague Bhoria Majumdar, who was following these female athletes pretty closely for the entire day. First PV Sindhu in the morning, and later he also ended his day on a good note with Deepika Kumari making it to the round of 16. That would be the pre-quarters. Bhoria, you happy with the day? There were no medal rounds, but these female athletes, they've done enough to ensure that they inch closer to the medal rounds.
Very good day, very good day. I mean, Rahul, I was at PV Sindhu. But you know what? When you do not play at your best and you still win, True. That's the big plus. And, you know, in Abhinav Bindra's words, you have to be perfect on an imperfect day. Today was an imperfect day for Sindhu, an imperfect day for Deepika. Sindhu was not at her best against the Hong Kong girl. In the second set, 14-all, that's when Sindhu dug deep, got it out. And the first question in the mix zone that I asked her was, in fact, we were chatting, not exactly, it was an interview kind of thing. So I said, well done, good match. She said, no, it wasn't a good match. I mean, you know, and that is the point, that even if it wasn't a good match, she managed to eke it out. Deepika Kumari, definitely not at her best, managed to eke it out, right, because the wind was growing and coming, and that American girl who was shooting right, tenor after tenor shot a 2. So this is the important point, Rahul, that you managed to eke it out on not a good day.
True. That's right, and we are hoping for even better days ahead. The controversy over shooting refuses to subside, and Manu Bhakar's pistol manufacturer Morini and her coach Ronak Pandit are exchanging punches as of now, because remember, Manu Bhakar's gun malfunctioned during her Olympic 10-meter air pistol qualification. The repair work cost Bhakar 17 minutes, and she then had to complete the qualification rounds in in about 38 odd minutes, as the Olympic rules do not compensate for lost time in such a scenario. According to Morini, if the Indian camp had brought the gun to them, they would have repaired it at a much faster pace. But coach Ronak Pandit, in a video posted on Facebook, took exception to the gun manufacturer's comments. In the video, Ronak showed why it was not a viable option, as it would have cost them even more time since the repair station was far away. In addition, Pandit said that Bhakar's heart rate wouldn't have been stable after walking so much with those shooting shoes on. These developments come after India continue to fare poorly at the shooting events, failing to clinch a single medal at Tokyo 2020. Boria, we all had hopes, in fact high hopes from shooting, but this controversy here in Tokyo at the Olympics, not the right time, not the right place.
Yeah, definitely not. And Ronak and I actually did the drill yesterday together. He took me to the shooting repair place. We walked it together. We came back together. It's a fair distance. I can tell you it would have taken at least 10 to 12 minutes to go and come back. And then when he went, an athlete is gone. Imagine how many people would have met that athlete on the way. And what would you have? Kya ho gaya, kya ho gaya, kya ho gaya? So you would have completely screwed the athlete's mind. So, anyway, your head is gone because you're in the middle of a competition. How would you do that? So, and by the way, to say Ronak Pandit fiddled with Manu Bhakar's gun, nonsense. Because except the athlete and the coach, nobody is in the dry fire area. So nobody is supposed to know. So all these kind of conspiracy theories that is coming out from Francisco Rapich and from India, Morini fellow, and from India is not right at this point, Rahul. We have Manu shooting at 25 tomorrow along with Rahi Sarnobat. Let them be. For God's sake, let them be and perform to their best potential.
Yeah, yes. Boria, just hold on there. Let our viewers also know what exactly Ronak posted on his Facebook account. Why, walking up to that station, walking up to that repair station wasn't a viable option. Here's what Ronak posted on his Facebook account.
The Morini guys started posting articles which were anti-Manu one day before her qualification competition. Do you think Manu really trusted them with her equipment when those guys are posting anti-Manu articles one day before her qualification competition? I don't think so. And they say she should have used her spare pistol. But how could she use her spare pistol when she doesn't have the same grip on both pistols? Her previous coach had changed the grip on that pistol, which Manu didn't like, and she wanted that grip to be changed, but he did not change it. So Manu had two pistols, yes, but was her spare gun the same as her main gun? No. And that is why Manu decided to not use the spare gun, and we had to change the part from the spare gun to the main gun. Guys, we are experts, and I am a coach. We understand the shooter more than a technician or a businessman, and we do whatever we do in the interest of the country and in the interest of the performance of the athlete. So it's high time you trusted the right people and not fall prey to sensationalism of these people with vested interests.
Well, absolutely. Here I will, in fact, both Boria and I will back Ronak what he actually showed. But Deepika, it was a good day for her in archery, but for the individual men's event, it was curtains as far as Tarundeep Rai and Praveen Jadhav were concerned. Tarundeep Rai started the proceedings. He won his opening round, but then lost a crucial round in shoot-off, and then Praveen Jadhav, well, he was sensational. He took out world number 2, but then ran into the world number 1 and had to go down 0-6 in his second round. Well, in hockey, it was a huge disappointment. In the women's hockey, well, they lost their third successive match. First, they lost 5-1 to Netherlands and then 2-0 to Germany, and today it was more disappointment after they lost to reigning Olympic champions Great Britain 4-1. Well, of course, that leaves the women's hockey team in a very precarious position. Well, they now have to win both their matches to have any chance of qualifying for the quarterfinals, and also they will have to pray that the other results in the group go their way. Well, that was hockey update. Women's hockey, remember the men's hockey team will also be in action tomorrow early morning. But before that, also there was a global news, in fact, a global controversy, you may say so. One of the greatest gymnasts, Simone Biles, she pulled out of her team event, complaining, or rather mentioning, citing reasons of mental health. Remember, she had not bagged a medal in her previous rounds, and today she cited mental health as her reason to withdraw from the team event. What exactly is the issue and how this entire issue unfolded? Here's a report.
The most decorated gymnast in history defies gravity like a superhuman. But even the near-perfect heroes are fallible. Her bid for a record 6 gold medals at the Tokyo Games ended abruptly when she dropped out of the women's team final after one vault, citing mental health concerns. The entire event had turned on its head in an instant when the 24-year-old, the world and Olympic all-around champion, completely mistimed her opening vault to earn a low score of 13.766. It was a stunning and disappointing start to the Olympics for the US women, who were expected to dominate the final as they had not been beaten in a major team competition since 2010. She watched as the United States surrendered their title to the Russian Olympic Committee team. And few hours after the competition ended, Biles told reporters she felt she didn't do her job and that she let the team down. Her guilt was palpable.
I just felt like it would be a little bit better to take a back seat, work on my mindfulness, and I knew that the girls would do an absolutely great job, and I didn't want to risk the team a medal for kind of my screw-ups because they've worked way too hard for that. So I just decided that those girls need to go and into the rest of the competition.
But the Americans' bid to become the greatest female Olympian of all time with 10 golds was over. And perhaps the constant pressure and scrutiny is what is bogging her down. There is uncertainty over her further participation at Tokyo 2020. And as Biles said, she will take it one day at a time.
We're going to take it a day at a time. I know tomorrow that we have a half day, or at least the morning off. So it'll be a good mental rest, and so we'll take it from there.
Like fellow Olympian Naomi Osaka, whose own surprising loss occurred hours before Biles' withdrawal, Biles has spoken about the mental toll competing at the highest level has taken on her. Biles' situation highlights how mental health challenges can affect even the greatest. And it remains to be seen how the greatest gymnast of all time responds to this crisis. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Quite a story this over Simone Biles doing the rounds here in Tokyo and of course globally. But what's in store for India tomorrow? Well, first to start would be the Indian men's hockey team. They'll take on reigning Olympic champions Argentina in their group match. Argentina are of course, as I said, the Olympic champions, and a victory against India would cement their place in the top half of the group. India has won 2 and lost 1 game so far. Match starts at 6 a.m. India time. It will also be another match for PV Sindhu, and she will be in action early in the morning. India's #1 shuttler will face world number 12 Denmark's Mia Blichfeldt. Despite a disastrous shooting campaign so far, India's hopes will be pinned on Rahi Sarnobat and Manu Bhaker in the women's 25-meter pistol event. Remember, this is a qualification round and it starts at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning in India. The magnificent MC Mary Kom will also be in action. She'll battle it out with Colombia's Valencia for a place in the quarterfinal. That match will take place later in the day around 3:30 p.m. India time. India's another medal hopeful, Satish Kumar, will also be in action. That would be round of 16. Satish will face Ricardo Brown around 9 o'clock India time. And in archery, the only remaining men archer, Atanu Das, will open his individual campaign against Chinese Taipei's Yu Cheng. That match is also scheduled to start at 7:30 a.m. And golf also kicks off tomorrow. Anirban Lahiri and Udayan Mane will be in action in round 1 that starts tomorrow. So quite a bit of Indian representation tomorrow, and we have some big matches as well. PV Sindhu in action, MC Mary Kom will also be in action. Those two, and definitely hockey team, the men's hockey team, which will start the day for India here in Tokyo. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow with more good news, better news. You stay in touch. You stay updated on India Today with all the action. Thanks for watching and keep watching India Today.